Maksoud, did you also agree that there is a need for an agricultural innovation council, and why is there a need?
Yes, but our group also agreed for the innovation council. Because of that, they feel that there should be a council to be a hub so that regional connectivity can be strengthened, and for the business solution and also the market access, and also to share the learnings, experience to neighboring countries to get benefit of that. And also the group also suggested if farmers organizations can be developed, and farmer organization can be linked with the traders, even the cross-border traders, so that they can export their produces and get benefit of that. In my group that felt that council should play also in the regulatory issues, and also as an interface between the researchers, universities, and also private sector.
Oh, that's interesting. So an intersection of different players and from different sectors. And Amar.
Yes, like it's similar to Amar, that is, our group actually, they need for the business solution. There's emphasis on agriculture economic solution so that farmers should know, and also the others players also able to know how the business solution can be done. And the new technologies, in that case, they actually a bit innovative farmers, those are mostly, they can start and other farmers can learn from them and adopt. This can be done. And also the council that we are talking about, in that case, they play a vital role to promote the technology, to promote the innovation, and also the especially the market information sharing, so that other actors can get benefit of that.
So I want to move on to talk about the Regional Innovation Hub based at Kasetsart University and its role to connect the different councils throughout the region. But before we move on, is there any other key points that you want to highlight from your group to make sure that you're properly representing your group's perspectives? Anything that you may have not had a chance to talk about?
Just one thing that, especially the participation of the councils, that is, that our group emphasized on, to some extent, the virtual meetings as well as the in-person meetings, face-to-face meetings, and also a big portion of our group members, they emphasize on the social media, the Facebook, Twitter, and also LinkedIn campaign, so that this innovation council can spread across the region.
So make full use of available tools, including social media, to make sure that the network can be as strong and large as possible so people can learn.
Especially networked with the youth group, young entrepreneurs can take on that.
Thank you.
And one so interesting thing that our group mentioned during our discussion, the sustainability question, that should we go for on the project life period or beyond that, and how the council will be sustained, how the council will design the long-term plan. It should be our food for thought as well as.
And Maksoud, who is from Bangladesh?
Yeah, that one thing that is nothing to be much more professional or much more serious about the council. It could be a sort of club initially, then it could grow gradually. And when the members will see the direct benefit of that, it will sustain it, definitely. And not initially not think the bigger, but something much more professional. Should be a sitting place, should be some sort of discussion as a club, then that it can be grown. In case of the connectivity of the region and also the regional hub, in Kasetsart University, and each of the countries also can definitely learn from the university. For instance, in other countries, a group of people trained by the Kasetsart University recently in pest exclusion nets, and also this sort of other technologies can be also promoted if it is required. And for instance, the Intel, that soil tester, and also we are trying to promote the smart feeding technology of fishery, that it can be not only the single country, if it is get benefit for the farmers that can be replicated to the other countries. And council should take this sort of lead, and council take the facilitating role from each country to other country to be a member of the regional innovation hub also.
I like that thought process where we can look at it as an evolving process, not something we figure out right in the beginning and launch ourselves, but rather more like driving a car where we can figure out as we go along. Now, at this point, I would usually thank our panelists, and we definitely should,